major escalation in Karur rally stampede case that killed 41 people during TVK founder Vijay's event. Tamil Nadu minister has now said, and I quote, "If we have to arrest Vijay, we will arrest him." So this is a statement coming in from one of the Tamil Nadu minister, signalling that no one is above law. The Madras High Court earlier slammed the investigation so far and ordered the seizure of Vijay's campaign van. And remember, this is the campaign van which is now central to the hit-and-run angle. It also directed the formation of a special investigation team. The court earlier cited lack of transparency and ordered all CCTV footage from inside and outside the bus to be secured. Meanwhile, TVK General Secretary Adava Arjuna is facing heat for a deleted post allegedly calling for a Nepal and Sri Lanka-style uprising in Tamil Nadu. Although the post went viral, screenshots were taken before Arjuna deleted it. He has now been booked under multiple sections of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Meanwhile, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has also responded, assuring that the SIT will prove the matter fairly and fully. With legal pressure mounting now, public anger is also growing. The case could reshape political narratives in Tamil Nadu going forward.
We are working in justice. We are working in justice.
Sir, do you think party will be able to resume as campaign after this?
The justice and truth will come out.
All right, my colleague Toya Jakshi joining us with the latest. Toya, Durai Murugan there saying that if we have to arrest Vijay, we will arrest him. Now, we've been hearing of that narrative from the Tamil Nadu government for a while, but nothing has moved on it so far.
Well, Shweta, that's absolutely right. The DMK minister, Durai Murugan, has given a statement while speaking in Vellore, where he's stating that if at all it's necessary to arrest Vijay, the department will definitely arrest Vijay. So this is the statement that's coming out. On the other hand, when you see that in response of the public outcry and multiple petitions, the Madras High Court has refused to transfer the investigation to the CBI, but instead, it has formed a SIT, a Special Investigation Team under IGP North Zone Azhar Garg. And now that the court has expressed dissatisfaction with the local police investigation, and now that the court has directed an immediate transfer of all the related records, including CCTV footage, especially from inside and outside the bus carrying Vijay, to the SIT team. And the vehicle itself, to this SIT team. Today morning, Vijay's campaign bus was seized by the SIT team in Chennai's Neelangarai, where the court also granted that, the IGP Azhar Garg the authority to choose additional members for this SIT and ordered the state government to provide full support with this. On the other hand, the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, where he has taken up this statement to his tweet, where he's claiming that as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, I give the people my sole men assurance that the SIT will pursue the truth fully and transparently, and responsible will be fixed at all the levels. This is what that we're getting here, Shweta.
All right. Well, SIT is going to be further investigating the matter. The court has now also ordered seizure of CCTV footage. Run us through how far the SIT has progressed. We now know there are multiple angles coming to light. Also, that viral post is also something that is, Arjuna's viral post that was deleted later is also something that continues to haunt him days after. Where is the SIT on the matter as of today?
Well, we also know that the Chief Justice Senthil Kumar of the Madurai bench of Madras High Court, who has given an order to the SIT team, if at all it's necessary with the suitable orders, to take charge of secretary, and also he is the election in charge for the TVK, where he had put up a post on Twitter where he's talking about the Gen Z protests which happened in Nepal and Sri Lanka. So he has put a post where he claims that that kind of protest has to happen in Tamil Nadu as well. So right after a few minutes, he has deleted the post. So now that the Madurai bench has looked into this matter very seriously and claimed and also issued an order to the police department to take all kind of appropriate actions against Adav Arjuna.
All right, Thoya, thank you very much for all those details. Now, as the matter progresses, we now know that Tamil Nadu Minister Durai Murugan has said that if we have to arrest Vijay, we shall do it, signalling that no one is above law. And moving on now, at least 9 children have died in Madhya Pradesh's Chhindwara district and 3 more in Rajasthan's Sikar and Bharatpur, all showing similar symptoms. What began as a mild cold and fever turned fatal after they were given cough syrup. Soon after, they suffered vomiting, dizziness, sharply reduced urine output and eventually kidney failure as well. The syrup under suspicion, Coldriff, made by Srisan Pharma in Tamil Nadu and Nextros. Investigators say that some batches of Coldriff contained a toxic glycol, a chemical that is known to cause acute kidney injury and linked to fatal poisoning incidents worldwide. But not all samples have shown contamination, adding complexity to the probe. In Rajasthan alone, the fallout has been swift. The state government has now suspended its drug controller and halted distribution of all 19 medicines which were made by Jaipur-based Kesons Pharma. The supply of cough syrup containing the said ingredient has also been stopped until further orders. Now, Chief Minister Bhajan Lal Sharma has ordered a detailed probe, while Health Minister Gajendra Singh has also directed fresh safety measures to protect public health. In Madhya Pradesh, Chief Minister Mohan Yadav has announced a statewide ban on Coldriff following the death of at least 9 children. The ban also extends to other products by the same manufacturer. Tamil Nadu, where Coldriff is produced at the Srisan pharmaceutical facility in Kanchipuram district, has also imposed a ban on its sale and distribution. Officials say that the ban will remain until all lab analyses are complete and the drug safety is confirmed. A show cause notice has now been issued to the company and its manufacturer license could be cancelled. Meanwhile, alerts have also been issued to the states of Puducherry and Odisha, where the same contaminated batch was distributed. All drug inspectors have now been directed to remove Coldriff from retail shelves. Samples of Coldriff and 4 other formulations from the same company are also under rigorous testing at the moment. Alerts have been issued to Puducherry, Odisha, as I mentioned earlier. Meanwhile, the Central Drug Standard Control Organization has launched nationwide inspection of pharmaceutical units to check for quality lapses. A multi-agency expert panel is exploring whether other factors like water contamination or infection may have contributed to these deaths and these kids' problems.
मध्य प्रदेश के छिंदवाड़ा में 9 बच्चों की किडनी फेल होने की वजह से मौत हो गई। इसके बाद शंका जाहिर हुई 2 सिरप पर, जिसमें कोल्ड्रिफ और नेक्स्ट्रो डीएस। अब कोल्ड्रिफ को सरकार ने बैन किया है। बातचीत करने के लिए दिनेश कुमार मौर्य जी हमारे साथ हैं, उनसे बातचीत करते हैं। सर, क्या जांच पड़ताल हुई, कहां पर सैंपल भेजे गए थे, कितने दिन लगे और कौन कौन सी ऐसी दवा है जिसे बैन किया?
ये बड़ा दुखद है, इस तरह की घटना हुई। इसमें हम लोगों ने जो भी दवाइयों पे आशंका थी उनकी सैंपलिंग कराई। कोल्ड्रिफ सिरप तमिलनाडु की मैन्युफैक्चरिंग है, उसकी हमें टेस्ट रिपोर्ट मिलने पे हमने उसको पूरे प्रदेश में बैन कर दिया है और उससे संबंधित कार्यवाहियां हम जहां भी उसके स्टॉक होने की संभावना मिल रही है, हमारे लोग इंस्पेक्शन कर रहे हैं और उसको सीजर कर रहे हैं।
ये कब सैंपल लिया गया था सर, और कितने दिन लगे इस सैंपल की रिपोर्ट आने में?
सैंपल चूँकि मैन्युफैक्चरिंग तमिलनाडु की है, तो तमिलनाडु ने 2 तारीख को ये सैंपलिंग करी है और 3 को हम लोगों को इसकी जानकारी मिली है।
अच्छा, ये बात बार बार आ रही थी कि भाई सैंपल चूँकि इस पर आशंका है, तो क्यों नहीं जब तक रिपोर्ट आ जाती तब तक इन सिरप्स को बैन कर दिया जाता है, ताकि और दूसरे बच्चे ना लेते? ये शायद ठीक होता।
बैन चूँकि वो ड्रग इंस्पेक्टर्स को अधिकार है, बैन उन्होंने छिंदवाड़ा जिले में कर दिया था। पर्टिकुलरली उसकी शिकायत छिंदवाड़ा की ही आई थी, तो वो इमीडिएटली बैन किया गया था।
अच्छा, बाकी पूरे प्रदेश में कहाँ कहाँ सप्लाई हुआ है ये कोल्ड्रिफ?
इसका जो होलसेलर सप्लायर है जबलपुर का है और उसकी मोस्टली सप्लाई जो उसके रिकॉर्ड में है वो छिंदवाड़ा परासिया क्षेत्र में हुई है।
इसके अलावा कहीं नहीं हुआ पूरे प्रदेश में, क्योंकि पूरे प्रदेश में बैन हुई है ये?
वो सारे जगह हम लोग अपनी टीमें भेज के जांच करवा रहे हैं।
जांच करवा रहे हैं। जो लोग ले चुके हैं उनसे क्या कहेंगे, और जिन पर डॉक्टर इस तरह से पर्चे में एक सिर्फ लिख देते हैं उससे क्या कहेंगे, क्योंकि बड़ा सेंसिटिव मामला है।
डॉक्टरों के लिए भी एडवाइजरी जारी हुई है और हम यही अनुरोध करेंगे कि जो प्रतिबंधित सिरप हो गया है उसको उससे बचें, और जो उसमें ड्रग सिरप कफ सिरप के यूज़ की जो लिमिट है, एज लिमिट है और उसका क्वांटिटी है, उसका पालन करें।
जो नेक्स्टो डीएस है सर, इसकी जांच रिपोर्ट कब तक आएगी?
मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं जितना जल्दी आ जाए।
अच्छा, जैसे ही कोल्ड ड्रिफ्ट में हुआ तो यही चीज़ नेक्स्टो डीएस में हो जाएगी, तो इसको जब तक के लिए क्यों नहीं बैन कर सकते? हम इंतज़ार क्यों करते हैं उस चीज़ का कि बच्चे लें?
ऑलरेडी जहाँ से ये रिपोर्टेड हुई है वहाँ बैन कर दी गई है, कलेक्टर के स्तर पे बैन कर दिया गया है। वो ड्रग इंस्पेक्टर्स को अधिकार है, वो निर्देश जारी हैं। अब हम ये एक सामान्य प्रक्रिया है कि जब भी किसी ड्रग की कंप्लेन मिलती है तो उसकी सैंपलिंग करते हैं और लेबोरेटरी में टेस्टिंग के बाद टेस्टिंग रिपोर्ट के अकॉर्डिंग कार्रवाई करते हैं।
कुल मिलाकर जो भी पेरेंट्स इस तरह की कोल्ड ड्रिफ्ट सिरप को ले रहे हैं, तुरंत उन्हें ध्यान देने की ज़रूरत है। घर से इस दवा को बाहर फेंक दें, कूड़े कचरे में फेंक दें, और डॉक्टर्स को भी ध्यान रखना होगा कि प्रिस्क्रिप्शन में अगर आप ये दवा लिखते हैं तो बिल्कुल ना लिखें।
मेरा इकलौता बेटा था जिसकी मौत किडनी इन्फेक्शन में सबसे पहले हुई है।
कितने साल का था वो?
7 वर्ष का था।
अच्छा, 7 वर्ष का था। क्या हुआ था उसको और कैसे आपने अस्पताल
उसको
लेकर?
ऐसे नॉर्मल बुखार आया था
जी।
तो मैंने 17 तारीख को प्रवीण सोनी के पास दिखाया था सर। तो उसकी जो सारा अभी सरकार द्वारा बैन लगाई हुई है कोल्ड ड्रिंक, वो सारा सर ने दिए थे मेरे बच्चे को। तो उसने 4 दिन तक मैंने पिलाया, उसको आराम नहीं दिखा तो मैंने उसको फिर सेकेंड बार फिर दिखाया प्रवीण सर को।
अच्छा।
तो 2 दिन बाद फिर उसने उल्टी चालू कर दी। उसके बाद मैंने छिंदवाड़ा ले गया।
हाँ।
वहाँ पे राजभर विवांता हॉस्पिटल में जीएम श्रीवास्तव ने भर्ती रखा। उसके बाद 24 तारीख को बच्चे की यूरिन बंद हो गई।
हाँ।
तो 24 तारीख को नागपुर रेफर कर दिए।
अच्छा।
वहाँ से 24 तारीख से लेकर 1 तारीख तक बच्चे का ट्रीटमेंट चला, डायलिसिस हुई 6-7, लेकिन 2 तारीख को बच्चे ने दम तोड़ दिया।
And for these grieving families, they're not just regulatory lapses, they are questions on the accountability and the trust factor that one places on our drug regulator, on some of these companies, and more importantly, on countries' pharmaceutical, as well as the trust and accountability on its doctors and pharma sector. My colleague Shubham also brings us this report.
आखिरकार कोल्ड ड्रिफ्ट सिरप को सरकार ने बैन कर दिया है। TV9 लगातार सरकार से ये सवाल पूछता रहा कि अगर इस सिरप को लेकर आशंका है कि इसी की वजह से बच्चों की जान गई है तो जांच रिपोर्ट का इंतज़ार क्यों किया जा रहा है। मगर सरकार ने जांच रिपोर्ट का इंतज़ार किया, उसमें खामियां पाई गई और उसके बाद इस सिरप को पूरे प्रदेश में बैन किया है। मगर अब भी ऐसा लगता है कि सरकार जागी नहीं है। सरकार बच्चों के स्वास्थ्य के साथ खिलवाड़ कर रही है, क्योंकि जो दूसरा सिरप है नेक्स्टो डीएस, उसे बैन नहीं किया गया है। सरकार अब भी जांच रिपोर्ट का इंतजार कर रही है।
All right, the government is still awaiting that final investigative report to take further action on other cough syrups apart from cold drift. Joining us on the show is Professor Y.K. Gupta, National Scientific Advisor, Pharmacovigilance Program of India, and also former head of Pharmacology, AIIMS, Delhi. Thank you very much, Professor, for taking time out for joining us on the show. Let me begin with the most basic question first. What has led to the contamination of cold drift? Is it something that could have been avoided had there been enough checks and balances in place?
This is a question very difficult to answer all of a sudden.
Okay.
Because there are 2-3 things. One is the deaths which have occurred, and it has been found that out of 9, there are 9 deaths. 5 or more than 5 children have consumed the cough syrup. Cough syrup are otherwise safe, but it has been found that if there is an impurity of ethylene glycol or diethylene glycol, which is a nephrotoxic and can cause renal failure and even death, which have earlier been reported. This goes a needle of suspicion. Now, therefore, it is important to do immediately two steps. One is get these cough syrup, different batches of these cough syrups tested. And I would recommend that by the time the test is reports are available, pause or stop. I will not say ban, because pause or stop immediately the consumption and the release of any suspected medication, in this case cough syrup, and also anything which has possibility of having this, that is maybe paracetamol syrups or like that. I do not know what is the final report of the analysis, but if the report comes positive for the presence of diethylene glycol, then all these stocks should be confiscated. The supplier or the manufacturers must be taken to task, because there should be zero impurity of ethylene glycol in such cough syrup. Children are particularly more sensitive.
Right.
And
Professor,
therefore,
I want to come to that in just a bit, but please, for the benefit of our viewers, make us understand what results in contamination of ethylene or diethylene glycol in your understanding.
I have no access to the official results of the contamination of these, but in absence of the report of presence or absence, the use of this must be with great caution, and I would say they should be paused till the negative results are widely accepted. So that should be.
All right. So now let's talk about the kids who consumed it, many of whom have died in many states in this country, including in Madhya Pradesh, in Odisha, and action is now being taken. Do you think this was an avoidable tragedy?
I would say if, which seems to be, if it is because of the ethylene glycol contamination, then this is 100% avoidable. This is a criminal act of negligence by the manufacturers, that they have not done the quality control and they have not followed the basic GMP process, and the blockchain, which is being considered as an important for traceability of the supply of the raw material from they get it, and therefore this must be stopped. But
Okay.
this has to be proved.
All right, but you're saying something very important. You're saying if it's proved, then this is criminal negligence.
Yes, I would say, because this has happened earlier also, and the government has taken very tough action, stopped the manufacturing of all those such units which have been found to be not following the GMP, and this type of negligence is not acceptable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And sir, you were talking about the impact on kids. We know kids have died, but in your understanding, if it's proven that there was contamination of diethylene glycol, what is the immediate impact on kids who consume it?
If I am saying, because I am adding this word if, because
Understood,
I have not access to the report, but if this is because of diethylene glycol exposure, many of the kids, they are more susceptible than the other kid, and their kidney starts the renal failure, the nephrons, they die, and the child goes into progressive renal failure, and it is so fast that it is very difficult to keep the child out of danger if immediate action is not taken. Unfortunately, by the time it is you come to know that this is ruled out, the fever is ruled out, this infection is ruled out, this infection is ruled out, and the needle of suspicion towards the contaminated, it becomes sometimes very late, and therefore this has to be very cautious. And I would say that all pediatrician, all children specialists must use all cough syrups with great caution, till we get the confidence level very high.
Okay, Professor Gupta, before I let you go, at this point, those children who need cough syrup and parents who have been administered cough syrup, should they abstain from taking it? How do you ensure that the cough syrup that you're giving to your kids is not contaminated?
I won't say that is they should abstain. That depends on the physician's judgment. If the is so strong that it needs dextromethorphan for suppression. It happens sometimes in the cancer cough or maybe in severe. Otherwise, there are several cough remedies like simple hydration, the or simple shahad or honey.
So stick to home remedies as opposed to taking the cough syrup.
I know that sometimes they work, but aggressive use of cough syrup I would discourage.
Okay. Aggressive use of cough syrup needs to be discouraged. That's the word coming in. Thank you very much, sir, for taking time out, for joining us on the show and for educating our viewers. It's an important story. 12 kids have died. We're tracking all the details emerging from Rajasthan as well as Madhya Pradesh. But moving on now, and to stories of India that are in the news. India's petroleum product exports hit a one-year high in September this year, rising to 2.2 million barrels per day, up from 2.1 million barrels in August. Now, on a year-on-year basis, exports were slightly down by 4% compared to 2.3 million barrels per day as of last September. The surge was driven by strong demands from global markets, with the UAE, Netherlands and Brazil emerging as the top destination. Exports to the UAE jumped 44%, which is about 200,000 barrels per day, while shipments to Netherlands skyrocketed nearly threefold to 131,000 barrels per day. Brazil also saw exports rise sharply to 98,000 barrels per day. Private refineries led the charge, with Reliance Industries' Jamnagar refinery exporting 1.2 million barrels per day, up 12% from August. Now, Naira Energy's Vadina refinery, however, saw a slight dip of 134,000 barrels per day amid the ongoing international sanctions. Analysts say that India's petroleum exports are likely to remain strong, with European buyers expected to stock up on gas oil and jet fuel ahead of the sanctions that kick in 2026, while Latin America is also emerging as a key market for Indian refiners. In this Navratri season, India also witnessed its highest sales in over a decade, driven by significant reduction in goods and services tax on 375 items. The GST cuts, which were made effective from 22nd of September, have made essential and aspirational products more affordable, leading to a surge in consumer spending. Retailers and brands reported sales growth ranging from 25% to 100%, marking a substantial boost for India's consumption-driven economy. Automobile sales also saw a remarkable uptick, with Maruti Suzuki receiving 350,000 bookings and delivering nearly 200,000 vehicles during the festive period, which is more than double of last year's figure. Similarly, Mahindra & Mahindra reported a 60% increase in sales of its top-selling models, which includes the XUV 700 and Scorpio. The GST reforms have simplified tax structures, reducing the number of slabs and eliminating cess on luxury and sin products, excluding tobacco. Now, this policy shift, coupled with pent-up demand, has transformed festive cheer into record-breaking consumption, signaling a robust economic recovery. And as India moves forward, the sustained momentum in consumer spending suggests a positive outlook for the economy, with festive season playing a pivotal role in driving growth. And India's dairy sector has also experienced a remarkable 70% growth over the past 11 years, positioning itself as one of the fastest growing dairy industry globally. Union Home Minister Amit Shah highlighted this achievement during the inauguration of the Sabar dairy plant in Rohtak. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, the sector's capacity has expanded significantly, with milk production increasing from 146 million tonnes to 239 million tonnes as of this year. The number of milch animals has also risen from 86 million to 112 million, and per capita milk availability has surged from 124 grams to 471 grams over the last 11 years. The Sabar Dairy plant, built at a cost of 325 crore rupees, is the country's largest production facility for curd, buttermilk, yogurt, with a dairy capacity of 150 metric ton of curd, 3 lakh litres of buttermilk, 10 lakh litres of yogurt and 10 metric tons of sweets. And this development is a part of White Revolution 2.0 initiative aiming to enhance milk procurement by dairy cooperatives to about 1,000 lakh kgs per day by 2028-29.